Today's daily LeetCode problem of the day is intersection of two arrays, number 350. So for this problem, we're given an array, nums of 1 and nums of 2, and we simply want to return their common values. It says intersection, but it means their common values, what values they share. So here it has two 2's, nums2 has two 2's, so our output is two 2's. This has a 4 and a 9. There's a 4 here, there's a 9 here, doesn't matter any order. 4 and 9 are the common values. So we can solve this problem by either using a hash map or simply just going through the arrays and comparing them after we sort them. So what we would have to do is sort the arrays first. After sorting the arrays, we simply transverse the arrays, and if nums1 is less than nums2, plus nums1, otherwise the other way around. And if they're equal, then we can add that to an array list. So we're going to use an array list because we can use the .add feature and not have to worry about setting a definite amount of spots in a integer array. So then we can turn the AL to an integer array after we do that. So first things first, we want to sort our arrays. So we can use the arrays.sort nums1, and then we could use arrays.sort nums2. So after we do that, we're going to want to transverse both arrays. So what we could do is define an int I and an int j as the indices for nums1 and nums2 respectively. So I is equal to 0 and j is also equal to 0. And then we could do while I is less than nums1 dot length and j is less than nums2 dot length. What we're going to do is a logic check to see if nums1 of I is less than nums2 of j, then we'll increment I. So let's say that this is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And nums2 is going to be equal to 2, 4, 5, 6. So the common values are going to be 2, 4, and 5. But if we start on 1 on nums1, we're going to want to increment from 1 to the next index, hoping that that's a 2. So j will stay where it's at. I will increment by 1. But now that these are equal, we'll add that to our output, which is going to be an array list. So let's go ahead and define our list. So list of integers list is equal to new array list. So we'll add the common value and then increment both of them by 1. So let's use if statements to do that. So if nums1 of I is less than nums2 of j, we'll do an I++. Else if nums2 of j is less than nums1 of I, we'll do a j++. Otherwise, we will definitely have them be equal. So we could do an else. And what we're going to do is we're going to do list.add nums1 of I. And then we're going to do I++ and j++. So we can increment both. So after we break this while loop, we should have found all of our common values between the two arrays. Now we're going to want to turn our array list into an integer array. So let's do int out is equal to new int, and it's going to be of list.size. For int I is equal to 0 as long as I is less than list.size. Actually we can't use I, we'll do k. Plus plus. And k is equal to 0 as k is less than list.size, k plus plus. We can do out of k is going to be equal to list.get k. Then we can simply return out. Those passes our test cases. And this passes all solutions. So thank you. And let's do Python. Sorry. Python should be the exact same, except for lists in Python, we don't need to convert it from an array list to a regular list. It should be able to append new values. So first things first, we're going to sort arrays, lists, then reverse lists, and we don't have to convert from a list to an array, we just return. So to sort, we're going to do nums1.sort. Maybe we should do nums and not sums. Then we could do nums2.sort. Now we want to traverse the lists, so we could define an I and a j value again. So I is equal to 0, j is equal to 0, and then we could do while I is less than, is it not range length of nums1, and j is less than length of nums2 if nums1 of I is less than nums2 of j. We could do I plus equals 1, else if nums2 of j is less than nums1 I, j plus equals 1, and then else we are going to define a new list. So we could do out is equal to we'll just do 0 for now, and then we could do out dot and nums1 of I plus equals 1, j plus equals 1, return out. So this passes our test cases. And this passes all solutions. So this can be better optimized in Python for sure. It looks like the same exact thing, just let's see. Yeah, so simply removing our comments puts us in the top 90%. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to follow for more daily LeetCode solutions.